Nandasya Gyananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shrirupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathamvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So welcome to the Sri Namastaka series of seminars which we have been having every Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Today is the 8th class and we are on the 4th verse of the Sri Namashtaka. Especially we are discussing Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary. I'll just briefly recap the entire series up till now and continue our discussion where we left in the last class. Basically, we began with the Namashtaka with Prabhupada on Namashtaka, his quotations from the Bhagavatam, from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and other works. And we saw that in order to become free from Namaprad, the remedy is continuous chanting with repentance and glorifying Nam Prabhu as the verses of Sri Namashtaka Nikalashruti Mauli Ratnamala. Then we saw, that anyone who is chanting Nam, what is his experience? We saw that from the verses of the Bhagavatam and commentary of Prabhupada, especially the Narad Vyas Samvad in the first canto, fifth and sixth chapters. And also, from the Jamil pastime, it is there. Narad Muni Bajaya Veena. Then we saw the introduction to the Sri Namashtaka by the translator of this work, Vidwan Gaurang Prabhu. We began with the commentary on the first verse. We discussed the first verse with Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary. He offers his obeisances to the holy name, and just by chanting Namabhas, one attains liberation, what the yogis aspire for it, you know. And let me understand, the glories of this holy name. Let me offer my respectful obeisances. Bestow me the mercy by which you know, I can glorify this holy name, and Rupa Goswami is glorifying this holy name by Nikhila. And then we saw the first verse, Nikhila Shruti Mauli Ratnamala. Nikhila Shruti Mauli Ratnamala Dviti Nirajita Pad Pankajanta Ay Mukta Kulairupasya Manam Paritastvam Harinam Samshrayami. So we saw the commentary of Baldev Vidyabhushan and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, which is a very simple explanation. And then, oh, this is the glory of the holy name. But how can I take shelter who is overcome by sinful reactions? So then, this is the glory. Jayanamadeha munivrindageha janaranjanaya paramakshaраkrite tvamanadaratapi managudiritam nikilogratapapatalim vilumpyasi. Even if one chants anadarat, even if he chants, uh, it destroys all suffering. Nikhila, ugratap. So this is the glory of the holy name. So again, by understanding this glory, we take more shelter of the holy name. Again, here also we saw Baldev Vidyabhushan and Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary. In the third verse, uh, if the reflection of the holy name not only burns sinful reactions, and it doesn't stop at that, but it awards pure devotional service to that person referred by the holy name. And then that is explained in the third verse. Yad abhasa udan kavalita bhavadvanta vibho drishyam tatvandanam api dishati bhakta pranayinim janastasyuddhatam jagati bhagavan namatarine Kritite nirvaktum kah iha mahimanam prabhavati. So the abhas itself, which destroys material bondage, and then it gives to the tattvandam bhakti pranayinim. It bestows bhakti which is qualified by pure pranayinim, even those who are Tattvandam. So that is the glory. And again, we saw Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary and Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation. The fourth verse uh, again speaks of the glory of the holy name, that when one worships the holy name exclusively, and this is to be noted, exclusively. That means with full concentration, what happens? you know, Nama bhogena vinasham api prarabdha vinay bhogat vinashati. That the Nam destroys the prarabdha without experiencing the results. So this was the point in the fourth verse. Yad brahma sakshat kriti nishtayapi vinashamayati vinana bhoge apaiti nama spurnena tatte prarabdha karmeti viroti vedah. O holy name, Nama. The Vedas proclaim that. Veda viroti. Proclaim means viroti. Like proclaim means to shout out, viroti. That prarabdha karmeti, which does not attain destruction, vinasham na ayati, without, vina, experience of the results of that prarabdha, bhoge, despite uninterrupted direct experience of the Supreme Brahman, yad Brahma sakshat kritya nishtayapi, goes away, apaiti, merely by your appearance. Purnena tatte. So this is where we began the discussion of Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary. I will once again just recap Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary, what we have already discussed, and then continue with the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation so that the continuity is there. So here Baldev Vidyabhushan mentions that, oh holy name, He Nama, Prarabdha Karma, which does not attain destruction without experience of the results of that prarabdha karma, even with uninterrupted meditation of the Supreme Soul. ब्रह्मण परमात्मन साक्षात कृति स्यात् तथापि अविच्छिन्न तैल धारवत प्रवृत्तया निष्ठया ब्रह्मचिंतया. And how uninterrupted flow of the oil by which one can attain direct experience, sakshat brahmachintaya, sakshat kriti of the supreme woman, that is the supreme soul, goes away, that is disconnected simply by her appearance on the tongue. Spurnena jivvado bhasana naiv apeति दूरी भवति विश्लिष्ट इति वेद विरोधी. The Vedas proclaim thus. So here is a very important point also to be noted, which maybe I did not take up in my previous class, is that, you know, smurnena jivado, the naam should manifest in the heart. The naam should come out. Atah Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved graham indriya sevan mukhe jivvado spurit spurit eva ada spurit. It has to manifest. It has to shine in the heart. So it manifests on its own accord when ultimately we get the mercy of Nam Prabhu and the Vaishnavas and we are free from offenses. So the spuran of the Nam is not a easy thing. We are you know trying to chant the Nam, but the Nam has to get spurit. It has to get manifest on the tongue. And the meaning is clear. He says, by increase of realization of the Supreme Being, Brahma Vidyaya, Abhyudhyataya, Sanchit Kriyamanayo, Papa Punyar, Vishleshu Bhavati. Both the Sanchit and the Kriyamana Karma, you know, are disconnected. That takes place with the in increase in realization of Brahman. Here, Supreme Brahman means specifically it refers to uh, the Brahman aspect of the absolute truth. We saw the concept of Kriyamana Karma and Sanchit Karma, and in that respect also we discussed what is Prarabdha and Prarabdha Karma. Then this is where it is a little difficult to understand. For it is stated in the Shruti, Iti Shrute, certainly this immortal crosses over both these reactions, pious and pious. Ube tu hai vishe ete tarati amrit sadhu asadhunim, both sadhu pious and asadhunim pious. Who? One who's attained immortality. A person who has attained immortality means he is free from already prarabdha, that is kriyamana and sanchita. That's the point. And this Shruti quotation is there quoted in the Govinda Bhashya. And this is from the Brihad Aranyak Upanishads. There is the Kanva recension of this Upanishads also. This is also having a similar text. And what is that Kanva recension? It is here. Phala danaya pravritte punya pape prarabdam karmuchyate. Pious and impious reactions that have begun to yield their respective results are called prarabdha karma. Tattu bhoge neva shiyate. But that is destroyed only through the experience of those results. Na tu Brahma Vidyaya, not by the realization of Supreme Being. So, although one is having realization of Brahman or even the realization of Paramatma, that means he is able to see the Paramatma in the heart. But still, with that realization, also, he has to, grow through his prarabdha, go through his prarabdha karma. For it is said in the Shruti, yes, there is some. Okay, okay. Sorry, there was some distraction. Yeah. Na to Brahma Vidya, and not by the realization. So even the Paramatma realization, the yogi who is able to see the Paramatma in the heart, although he has the realization of the Paramatma, Param Drishtva Nivartate, but still he has to undergo the Prarabdha. He is not able to give up the body, and the suffering of the Prarabdha which might come, he has to bhoge neva. For it is stated in the Shruti. Iti Shrute, what? For him who has attained realization of the Supreme, there is only that much delay as long as he is not free from his prarabdha. Tasya tavad evam chiran yavad na vimokshate vimokshe. So as long as he is not freed, there is there is delay for him because he has to exhaust his prarabdha, and then uh, that Jivan Mukta will become Videha Mukta. Jivan Mukta, he is already liberated. He has realization of Brahman or Paramatma. And when he gives up his body, then he can become Videha Mukta. Okay. And then further, Baldev Vidyabhushan says, Evam Eva Nirnita Bhagavata Sutra Karena. This is also has been ascertained in the great author of the Vedanta Sutra, that is Vyasdev. When there is a realization of the Supreme Being, there is disconnection and destruction of the later and the previous impious reactions because it is declared so. Tad adhigama uttara purva aghayor ashlesha vinashu tad vyapadeshat. And then he says, but there is such disconnection and destruction of pious reactions too upon death. Itarasyapi evam ashlesha patetu. Pate means death, when the body falls. Pata means to fall. But only the previous aprarad pious and impious reactions are destroyed by realization of Supreme Being, since the destruction of the previous karmic reactions is limited by the experience of the results of that parad karma. Anarabde karya evatu purve tad avadhe iti. So by the realization of the uh, Brahman or Paramatma, the previous prarabdha karma is destroyed, but the present prarabdha karma is not destroyed. This was the point which has to be very carefully noted. Secondly, here I had just made a point that sometimes uh, the prarabdha karma is destroyed at death, but maybe it might continue in the next life also. That prarabdha karma might continue for the next life. Now, this is very interesting, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur will make it very clear when we go to that. Esham Arthascha, that is the meaning of the sutras. The artha of the sutras is as follows. When there is a realization of the Supreme Brahman, there is disconnection and destruction of the later and the previous. That is the operative and the accumulated pious reactions, Kriyamana karma and the Sanchit karma. Because it is declared so, that is because it is stated in the Shruti. It is described in the Shruti. There is also such a disconnection and destruction of the other, that is pious reactions. But upon the fall of the body composed of one's prarabdha karma, there will be liberation. Dehasya prarabdha achetasya patetu moksha syad iti purva. The previous aprarabdha karma, that is the accumulated impious and pious reactions, but not the operative karma reactions or the prarabdha karma too, are destroyed by realization of Supreme Being. Since the destruction of the prarabdha karma is limited by the experience of the results of that prarabdha karma. So the previous aprarabdha kriyamana and sanchit is destroyed, but the present kriyamana karma and the prarabdha karma is not destroyed. Now I am going to give you some example just to understand this. I'm going to give you two examples. Uh, just like in this life, you have a prarabdha karma that you are going to suffer some disease. And a jnani has realized Brahman, and he's just, waiting for this body to fall so that ultimately he can attain liberation. Now, as that passing of the time, at a particular time, he will suffer that disease. But suppose he commits some sinful activity. Now, because committing that sinful activity, there is the operative Kriyamana karma which is generated. And that Kriyamana reaction is going to be there. And with the death of the body, he has to suffer that reaction. So he has to take again birth and continue with his Brahman realization. And again, that prarabdha of that body has to be destroyed. So that is why even for a jnani to attain liberation, it is a multi-lifetime process. Multi-lifetime process. This is the first thing to be noted. Secondly, I want to give the example. Suppose, a mosquito, by its prarabdha karma, it is supposed to live 2 days. I'm just giving an example. And when the first day it is living, it is sitting on your hand and you kill it. Now, you have actually, somehow interfered with this prarabdha karma. It was supposed to live 2 days, but you have killed it. And now it is supposed to live 1 day. So this mosquito has to take a birth again and live another 1 day. And only when that prarabdha karma is destroyed, then this mosquito will further gradually evolve in the evolution cycle and get its next species, and gradual evolution of the consciousness happens. So I hope these two examples are clear. And Baldev Vidyabhushan, after explaining all this, he says that prarabdha karma is destroyed by Nam Ucharana, by uttering the holy name. So this is the glory of the holy name. And then he mentions that the holy name is transcendental. This person is transcendental to all sins and indeed causes others to transcend all sins. He who knows him thus. Tasyod iti nama. He is able to take the transcendental holy name, Chinmay holy name. His body has become Chinmay. And just by his darshan, others become free from sins. So this is the Uttamadhikari Mahabhagavad. And then there is a Nam Ud, clarification, and we'll not go into that. Just like Pundrik, Pundrikam, Evam Akshini. His eyes are like lotus. So Nam Ud means that Nam is actually pure name, which is transcendental. That's the meaning. And then there is here the removal of prarabdha is clear from the statement that all sinful reactions are removed by the worship of the holy name of the Supreme Personality. That is said to be transcendental. Nam upasanaya sarva papa gamo ukte prarabdasyapagama spashtaha. So that is Nam upasana has to be done. So here the emphasis is on specifically Nam Upasana. We should worship the holy name. And then there is the Satyayanis. There is also this quotation that his sons attain his property, his well wishes, his pious reactions, and his ill wishes, his impious reactions. So the prarabdha karma of one who is taking the Nam, his prarabdha karma, the pious, the well-wishers get it. The impious, those who are against him, they get his sinful reactions, his sinful papa karma they get, and his own family members get the bhakti sukriti. That's the point. And the Kaushitakis also mentions the same point, and even the Vedanta Sutra also mentions this point. And then lastly, Baldev Vidyabhushan concludes its meaning, Arthasya Ekesham. It should be accepted that for some, that is for those exclusively dedicated to the holy name and who are supremely anxious to attain the Supreme Personality. So two criteria again. Those who are Ekanta Nam Upasakas and those who want to attain now the association of the Lord. There is disconnection of prarabdha karma in the form of pious and impious reactions without experience of the results of that prarabdha karma, because there is a set of Shruti texts that propound such teaching, such as his sons attain his property, apart from the set of Shruti texts for which, such as from whom who has attained realization of the Supreme Being, there is only such delay. stating that the prarabdha karma has to be destroyed through experience of the results. The Shrutis also mention that there is, delay because he has to experience. This is for the Gyanis. But for the Bhaktas also, there is quotation. And Baldev Vidyabhushan has quoted that. And we saw this also. And Baldev Vidyabhushan's completed commentary to this verse is simplified and summarized by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So now we go to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation on this verse. Explanation on this verse. Let me get my textbook also on this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives a short explanation and then he sings his Namastaka Bhajan 4, which we will just go through. Okay. Brahma Sakshatkara Nishta Labh Karyao Bhog Vina Prarabdha Karma Vinashta Hoye Na. Despite attaining the state of direct experience of Brahman, Brahma Sakshatkara Nishta Labh Karayo. One's prarabdha karma is not destroyed without experience of these relates. Bhog vina prarabdha karma vinasht hoy na. Very simple it is. Hoy na. No. Bhog vina prarabdha karma vinasht hoy na. Kintu he naam, but O holy name, Veda sakala kaite chain. All the Vedas state that Tumara spurita matre prarabdha karma nash hoya ya. Merely by a glimpse of your appearance, one's prarabdha karma is destroyed. So I was again emphasizing this point even in Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary that the Naam has to shine in the heart. Just like now it's monsoon season, you're not able to see the sun. And only when the clouds are removed, then the sun can be seen shining. You can experience the potency of the sun rays. Similarly, the clouds of anarthas uh, and the fog of ignorance has to be removed in the heart, and suddenly the Naam you take, and that manifests on their jiva, spuritado, then the prarabdha karma is destroyed. So this is a very, very elevated stage in our chanting, and this happens with the beginning of end of Namaprad stage and gradual beginning of Namabha stage. And gradually, as in the Prabhupada's commentary on Shravanam Kirtanam we saw, with continuous chanting at the Namabha stage, gradually you'll come to the transcendental position. That's what Prabhupada says. Okay, now is the Namashtaka Bhajan 4. Now is the Namashtaka Bhajan 4. Let us again this bhajans. I just try to search in many places. Nobody has sung this bhajans, so how to sing it is going to be difficult. Jnani Jnana Yoga Kariyayatane Brahmera Sakshat Kare Brahma Sakshat Kare Aprarabdha Karma Sampurna Jnane Te Hare. The Jnani endeavors to carry out Jnana Yoga. Jnani Jnana Yoga Kariya Yatana and directly experiences Brahman. Brahmera Sakshat Kare. Upon such direct experience of Brahman, Brahma Sakshat Kare, the practitioner's aprarabdha karma is removed by complete development of Jnana. Aprarabdha karma sampurna jnanete hare. Now here again, very, very important. By realization of Brahman, the aprarabdha is destroyed, not the prarabdha. The word Brahman in Srila Rupa Goswami's text also means Brahman, that is the Brahman feature of Bhagwan. So this I had made it clear also. Tabuta prarabdha noi hoy shay fala bhoga vina kabu brahma bhuta jiva fala bhoga lagi janama marana labu. Even then, tabuta, one prarabdha karma is never destroyed without experience of the results of that prarabdha karma. Nahi hoye shaya phala bhoga vina kabu. Kabu nahi, kabu nahi. No? The living entity, Brahma Bhuta Jeev, who has attained Brahman realization, is called as the Brahma Bhuta. Brahma Bhuta is the beginning of being situated on the transcendental platform of a Gyan Yogi. Attains repeated birth and death, Janma Marana Labho, so that he can attain experience of the results of his Prarabdha Karna. So this is what I wanted to also emphasize when I was discussing Baldev Dashkan's commentary, is that sometimes to experience the Prarabdha Karma, you have to take many births. Kinto ohe naam, but O holy name, Tavas Purita Hoila, Ekantiki Janera ar प्रारब्ध प्रारब्ध किछु ना थाके वेद गाय वारवार you the when you appear tava spurita hoila, the devotee exclusively devoted to you, ekanti janera ar, no more has any prarabdha or aprarabdha karna. Prarabdha aprarabdha kichu nahi thake. This is sung in the Vedas repeatedly. Veda gaye varavar. So this is the glory of holy name. तुम्हारा उदय जीवर जीवेर हृदय संपूर्ण शोधित होय कर्म ज्ञान बद्ध सब दुरेयाय अनायासे भवशय. Upon your appearance, Tomara Uday, I mentioned Spurita, it has to, appear, just like the sun has to appear on its own. And the sun appears out of the causeless mercy of the Lord at a particular time. So the Naam, when it appears in our heart, by the causeless mercy of Naam Prabhu, by honoring Naam Prabhu, by chanting Naam, Adarat and Anudinam. This is very important. The living entity's heart is completely cleansed. Jivara Hriday Sampurna Shodhita Hoy. All of the bondage of karma and gyan goes away. Karma jnana baddha. Material existence is easily destroyed. Sabadure aaye anayasa bhava shaya. Bhakti vinoda bahutule kaye namera nishana dhara. Nama dhangya dhvani kariya yabe. Beti be murlidhara. Bhakti Vinod lifts his hand and says, Bhakti Vinod, bahutule kahe. Take up the banner of the holy name. Nama Nishana Dhar. Walk along sounding the drum of the holy name. Nama Dhanka Dhwani. You will surely meet Murlidhar, the holder of the flute. Beti be Murlidhar. So take the Nama Nishan Dhar and Nama Dhanka, Nama Dhwani. So this is, this is the glory of the holy name. So that ends Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary, which is very brief, but it is very clear. Whereas Baldev Bhushan's commentary, as you saw, was quite technical and philosophical, but yet we have clarified it as far as possible. So any questions on this now? Any questions, any clarifications? Okay. There is 3 questions. Yes, Birendra Yadav, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, this Brahma Sakshat, this refers to only Jnani or Yogi also?
Both,
Because
as I mentioned, both Gyanis and Yogis, both of them, both. So here it is referred in the text as Gyan Yoga, but even for Paramatma Yogis, it refers for both. Both have to experience the Prarabdha. And generally, in the Vedic tradition, there are 3 paths: Jnana, Karma, and Bhakti. This is what even in the Uddhav Gita it is mentioned. But within the Gyan, there is this, also the yoga path is, the Ashtanga yoga path is included. When we say Gyan, also Ashtanga yoga path is also included. Is it okay, clear?
Right. And to substantiate, we can refer this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1120 and 21 to Prarabdharatam and Aprarabdharatam. We can We can refer, no, bro.
I don't know. I'll have to see the verse and then I can comment something. Let me see the verse. You can send a message on the
One
group.
one zero one one
You
one
just
two one.
send me. I'll later on refer and then we'll answer.
Right,
Okay.
right. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Pranam. Since now we are aware of the four prayers out of eight Namastaka,
Mm.
so what is the sequence of chanting now? Is it first we say the eight prayers, then Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, and then Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna?
No, nothing like that. These are eight players, just like, there is Samsara Davanal, the eight prayers, uh, the, which we sing in the Mangalarti. These are eight prayers to the holy name. It's not that there is a sequence that after these eight prayers are chanted, we should chant Hare Krishna. You can just recite these prayers. That's it. Nothing like
Okay,
that.
and okay, that's fine. And means whenever we remember attentively to, like we sing artis, we can sing whenever we attentively remember these eight prayers.
Yeah, you
Uh,
can practice memorizing these eight verses, and whichever you feel, is relevant for me, I meditate on that prayer and then start chanting. Like for me, I feel the second verse is most important for me. Let me become free from my pious and sinful reactions so that I can do my bhajan Dhrida Vrata. You know,
okay, so
that's like for me most important now. So
mhm.
like that, we can recite all the prayers, but we can stick on to first prayer or second prayer and then go on further. So like that, we can do also.
Okay, means according to a mood. And also, is there any Manglacharan before reciting these eight prayers?
No, there is no Mangala Sharam, but there's an invocation verse which Baldev Vidyabhushan has uh, uh, framed himself. And if you want, you can recite that verse.
Yeah,
It's there. It is
I
there.
will have to find my notes. If possible, you
It
can
is there
send
in the book.
it
It
in
is
the
there in
group.
the book, and we can share the soft copy of the book in the group. You can use that. Okay.
Yeah, that is fine. Also, if only the screenshot of Manglacharan you can send, that would be great. I will have to search my notes. Thank you so much. Manish.
Okay. Chakra Rama Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Prabhuji to and to everyone, Pranams. Prabhuji, you have to understand two things. One is Brahman realization equal to Paramatma realization. And you
No, no,
had
no,
mentioned, no. And you
no.
had mentioned that after Brahman realization,
No.
still we have to take birth for experiencing our Prabdha karmas.
Yes.
So it's becoming too tough.
In the Jnana path, their upasana is Brahman, the all-pervading Brahman. That is the Jnana path. So there is distinction. And although they have that Brahma Sakshatkar, but still they have to, you know, experience the results of their prarabdha karma, and that's why it takes many lifetimes. That's why Krishna says, Klesho adhikarastesham avyakta asakta chestasam avyakta gatir dukkam dehavadbir avapate. In the 12.5 Bhagavad Gita, it says, Klesha, this path is filled with misery because, one is, realization of, trying to uh, not do any action. The soul is active by nature. To become inactive and just, focus on meditation and contemplation on Brahman is not easy. Avyakta asakta chetasam, the all-pervading Brahman. Avyakta hi gatir dukam. The path of Jnana Yoga is filled with gati dukkam. That path itself is filled with dukkha because you have to experience a prarabdha karma firstly. Secondly, it takes many many lifetimes. Especially, it is not a natural process. That's also there. It's not a natural process. And then, you have to practice it multi lifetimes. And if at all you slip and fall, then you get reactions. Further, for that reactions, you have to again experience that prarabdha karma. So that is how it is. Okay. Is it clear?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Kalindini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I wanted to ask you, our Diksha Guru falls in which category? and by giving diksha, he takes our karma. So that karmas is this Kiryamani karma.
Okay. Now, firstly, we should never think that, a spiritual master takes away karma. So we are now free from karma, and, you know, certain degree of the karma at the time of initiation is taken. But please remember that the moment we start hearing philosophical discourses and start acquiring that knowledge, uh, then we start giving up sinful life and we start taking to spiritual practices. So the karma is getting destroyed gradually. And at initiation, it's not that the complete prarabdha and aprarabdha is destroyed. No, then you will give up your bodies. you know, no, certain degree it is destroyed. With further knowledge, with further practices, there is kleshagni which will happen, then shubhada will happen. And not only that, even at the stage of bhava, the complete prarabdha and aprarabdha is destroyed. But still, you know, if the prarabdha and aprarabdha is destroyed at stage of bhava, then he should, give up the body. But his body is there because the Lord wants to use that body as an instrument in preaching his glories first. And that body still remains by the will of the Lord. And by the will of the Lord. And even, even if somebody is at that level, there is some experience of, results of aparad ut anarthas, even at the stage of bhava. At the stage of prema, there is complete destruction and no trace of this. So it's a very, very exalted stage. So we should never think that because our spiritual master is taking all our prarabdha and we are free from. No, it's only to a certain degree based on our deep surrender. How much is our surrender? If our surrender is 1% or 2%, then only that much is destroyed. So surrender has to be 100%. And at that point, then, you know, uh, but still with the practice of sadhana, there is gradual destruction happening. It is not at one point during initiation it happens. And this kind of philosophy we should not adhere. We should have a deeper understanding. Yes, there is, kriyamana karma also partly, and the sanchit karma which is destroyed. The prarabdha karma is also destroyed because we have got maybe a sinful body, we are leading a sinful life, and now we take it to Krishna consciousness. We give up those sinful habits. So a prarabdha karma is also to a certain degree destroyed, with our practices itself, what to speak at the time of initiation. So all this, clear understanding we should have, and this is a vast subject in itself, and time doesn't permit us to discuss, but that's in a sense. Okay, Ravikant Prabhuji, last question I'll be taking. We want to go to the next discussion. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question is related to the Nam Spurti. So Nam
Okay, very
Spurti,
nice. I'm very happy that you're asking this question. Yes.
what is the characteristic of this, and what is the stage that is come
Yeah.
up?
I just briefly mentioned that Spiritado, Jivado, that is Atha Sri Krishna Made, that on our own, uh, we cannot chant Nam. Nam means Shuddha Nam, because we have to get purified. The Nam should come from the heart, from the spiritual senses of the soul. So there has to be a gradual development. That's at least at our stage, we should avoid inattention while chanting Nama Pramad. That's why I focus so much in our seminars and retreats about chanting with attention. We have to come out of that, and over a long period of time, when we have been chanting attentively, then gradually we will, come to some glimpse of the reflection of the holy name we might experience. And then with further purification, when we are full with doing Namupasana, exclusive chanting, because Namabha stage, Chaitanya Charitamrit Mahaprabhu says, Nirantara Namaloy. He's addicted to taking the name. He's got so much rasa that he is not able to give up chanting. Nam ras he has attained. Nam ruchi he has attained. So he's not able to give it up. So that is the stage, we can expect that Nam is getting spirit in the heart. So that is the stage. Like, tongue is attracted to gulab jamun. And when you take one, so much is the nectar that you don't keep on popping it up. You've got rasa for eating gulab jamun. So similarly, Nam ras, when you have, you cannot stop taking the holy name. So that is when, you can explain, understand that there is Nam spirit happening. Is it okay, Ravikant Prabhuji? Clear? Are you satisfied?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice.
Okay. So I will continue now because I want to start now the fifth text. Just a second. Fifth text is very short and I will try to complete it today. Okay, further now the connection between fourth text and fifth text. Bhaktebhyo vichitranandan pradatum bahurupataya virbhavat ati karunam idam nameti bhavenaha aga iti. This holy name is very merciful. Ati karunam idam nameti. He has appeared in many forms to the bestow a variety of bliss upon his devotees. Bhaktebhyo vichitra ananda pradhatum bahurupataya avirbhavat. It has appeared, avirbhav, in many forms. With this in mind, he states the text beginning aga iti. Okay, there is a footnote. While paraphrasing Shikshashtam 2, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu states, Aneka lokera vancha aneka prakar kripate karila aneka namera prachar. Because people vary in their desires, you have distributed various holy names by your mercy. Chaitanya Charitamrita. So here there is a clarification about Bahu Rupataya Avirbhavat. So this Naam has now varieties. Variety is the mother of enjoyment. So this Naam has Vichitra Anand and it gives different bliss to his devotees. Like Yashodanandan, Nandanandan, those who are in Vatsalya Bhav, it gives a different pleasure. Kahana, when you call sweetly, sometimes, parents have children, their name, but they have their pet name which they call at home, because there is a special affection in calling that name. So there, even children have sometimes 2, 3 names, So similarly, Krishna has many names and it takes many forms to give bliss to the devotee. That's the point being made. Now this is that verse 5. Agadamana Yashodanandano Nandasuno Kamalanayana Gopi Chandra Vrindavanendra Pranata Karuna Krishna Vityaneka Sarupe Tvai Mamarati Rucher Vardatam Namadeha. O holy name, Namadeha, may my attraction for you, Tvai Mamaratir, in your various forms as Iti Aneka Sarupe. What are that? Agadamana, killer of Aga, and Yashodanandan, darling son of Yashoda. Agadamana Yashodanandano, Nandasuno, the son of Nanda. Kamalanayana, lotus-eyed. Gopi Chandra, moon of the gopis. So this will be clarified now. What does the moon of gopis mean? And Vrindavanendra, prince of the Vrindavan. Pranata Karuna, the one merciful to those who submit to him. Pranata means those who have surrendered. Karuna and Krishna, the all attractive. increase greatly. Vardatam Uchair. Let my attraction increase greatly to your different names, and all these names are there in this verse. This is a very famous verse of the Namashtaka. Okay, there is a footnote now. We learn from the Vedic scriptures, the higher sources of knowledge about the material world, that the moon bestows nectar. In the Bhagavad Gita 15:13, Lord Krishna describes the moon as Rasatmaka, that which supplies the juice of life. In his purport, Srila Prabhupada has informed us that this means everything becomes palatable by the agency of the Supreme Lord through the influence of moon. So for the gopis in Golok Vrindavan serving Lord Krishna, in the rasa of conjugal love, he is the source of intense nectarian delight. Just like the moon gives rasa to all the vegetables, Krishna gives rasa in the Madhuri Ras to the gopis. So that's why he's called as Gopi Chandra. Therefore, Srila Rupa Goswami has referred to Lord Krishna here as Gopi Chandra, the moon of the gopis. Okay, commentary now. He Namadeha, O holy name, evam avitarka mahimna tvai mama ratir vardatam. May my attraction, rati, mama rati, for you, tvai, for you of supralogical glory increase. Evam avitarka. Avitarka is supralogical. Tarka means, with your material intelligence, with your intelligence, you try to logically analyze. But avitarka means translogical or supralogical. So translogical, that's also a term. Tvai kidrishi, हे अगदमन, हे यशोदानंदन, हे नंदसुनु इति एवं आदि विधाना अनेक स्वरूपे अष्टोत्तर शतताम प्राप्त इति अर्थ. For you, Tvai, who has many forms, that is, for you who has 108 forms such as O Agadamana, Ashtotara Shatatam Prapta iti artha. He has 108 names. 108 is just a number. Krishna has unlimited names. What are they? Agadamana, Yashodananda, Nandasuno. Note again, in the Sanskrit text, the forms of these holy names of Lord Krishna are in vocative case. That is, they are in the form with which we address Lord Krishna. Ago, O Agadamana, killer of Aga. O Yashoda Nandana. O Nandasuno. So Agadamana means O Agadamana. Krishna means Hey Krishna. It is the address. Hare. Hara is actually, and Hare is the address, vocative sense. So that's what is being given here. For instance, one of his holy names is Nandasuno. O Nanda, O son of Nanda, son of Nanda. But when we address him in Sanskrit, by the rules of Sanskrit grammar, we call him Nandasuno. Hey Nandasuno, O son of Nanda. Hey is added. Therefore, we have Hey Krishna, O Krishna, Karuna Sindhu, O Karuna Sindhu, meaning O ocean of life. Dina Bandhu, O Dina Bandhu, meaning O friend of the lowly. Jagatpate, O Jagatpate, Pati, meaning O Lord of the universe. Gopesha, O Gopesha, meaning the Lord of the cowherd boys. Gopika, Kanta, O Gopi Kanta, meaning O beloved lover of the cowherd girls. Radha Kanta, O Radha Kanta, meaning O beloved lover of Radha. Namastute, my obeisances to you. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu, Deenabandhu Jagatpate, Gopesha Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta Namastute. So this is one of the pranam mantras we chant in the invocation prayers. So He Krishna Karuna Sindhu, Deenabandhu Jagatpate, Gopesha Gopikanta, Radha Kanta. So in all this, that He is added in each of this. That's what is the meaning. 108 forms is obviously indicative, for the Supreme Lord has unlimited names. There is in this Bhagavatam that, clarification is given. So just an indication, a stotra, okay? So that completes the explanation of Baldev Vidyabhushan. Very, very brief. There is no philosophical point, of course, in this verses. Okay, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's. Let us take Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation, and then I'll take up questions. हे नामदेह तुम्हारा अगदमन यशोदानंदन नंद सूनो कमल नयन गोपीचंद्र वृंदावनेन्द्र प्रणत करुणा ओ कृष्णा इत्यादि अनेक स्वरूप अमार रति विशेष रूप समृद्धि लाप करुक ओ होली नेम हे नेमदम may my attraction especially increase towards your various forms as agadamana yashodanandana nandasuno kamalanayana gopi chandra vrindavanendra pranat karuna. Okay, now the bhajan of Namastaka, fifth bhajan. This is the fifth bhajan of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Hari Naam Tuva Aneka Swarupa Yashodanandana Gokula Ranjana Nandatanaya Rasakupa. O holy name, you have several forms. Harinam Tuva Aneka Swarup Yashodanandana Gokula Ranjana Nandatanaya Rasakup, the source of rasa. यशोदानंदन गोकुल रंजन नंद तनय रसकूप पूतना घाटन तृणावर्तहान शकट भंजन गोपाल मुरली वदन अगभक मर्दन गोवर्धन धारी राखाल. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur is adding some more names which is not there in the verse of Rupa Goswami. Putana Ghatana, the killer of demoness Putana. Trinavrata Hana, killer of the demon Trinavrata. Shakata Banjana, the destroyer of the cart. Gopal, protector of cows. Murli Vadana, flute-faced. Aga Baka Mardana, killer of the demons Aga and Baka. So Aga Damana was there. So here there is additional Aga Baga, Aga Baga. Both are relatives. Agasur is Aga and Baka, I think. Aga, I think, was related to Baki. Baka is related to Baki. Putanas, I think some connection is there. I don't know whether it is Aga or Baka. Okay. Anyway, Govardhan Dhari, lifter of Govardhan. Rakhal, cowherd boy. केशी मर्दन ब्रह्म विमोहन सुरपति दर्प विनाशी अरिष्टापातन गोपी विमोहन यमुना पुलीन विलासी. केशी मर्दन, killer of Keshi. Brahma Vimohana, bewilder of Lord Brahma. Surapati Darpa Vinashi, destroyer of the pride of the master of the demigods. So whom this is referring to? Anyone knows? Surapati Darpa Vinashi. Whom does it refer to? Yes, Priya Mataji. Whom does it refer to?
Indra.
Yes, Indra. Arishtapatana, destroyer of the demon Arishta. Gopi Vimohana, bewilder of the cowherd girls. Yamuna Pulina Vilasi, one who enjoys on the bank of Yamuna. Radhika Ranjana Ras Rasayana Radha Kunda Kunja Vihari Ramakrishna Hari Madhava Narahari Matsyadi Gana Avatari. Radhika Ranjan, one who delights Radhika. Rasa Rasayana, enliver of the Rasa dance. Radha Kunda Kunja Vihari, one who sports in the groves of Radha Kund. Rama, all pleasing. Krishna, all attractive. Hari, one who removes his devotees' sorrows. Madhava, husband of the goddess of fortune. Narhari, Narsimha. Narhari is Narsimha. Matsadi, Gana Avatari, source of Matsya and other incarnations. So Matsadi Avatari is Krishna's name because the incarnations begin from Matsya. Govinda Vamana Shri Madhusudana Yadava Chandra Vanamali Kaliya Shatana Gokula Rakshana Radha Bhajana Sukhashali. Govinda, pleasing to the senses. Vamana, dwarf. Shri Madhusudan, oh, whose sweetness defeats that of honey. Yadava Chandra, moon of the Yadavas. Vanamali, one who garlands himself with forest flowers. Kaliya Shatana, punisher of Kaliya. Gokula Rakshana, protector of Gokul. Radha Bhajana Shukashali, one who delights in Radha Rani's worship. इत्यादि का नाम स्वरूपे प्रकाम भादुक मोरा रति राग रूप स्वरूप पद जानी निज संपद भक्ति विनोद धारी मागे. May my hankering and attraction for these and other forms of the holy name increase with affection. Adhika nama swarupe prakama baduka mora rati rage. Holding the lotus feet of Rup Goswami and Swarup Damodar, Rupa Swarupade, knowing them to be his own opulence. Jani Nija Sampada, Bhakti Vinod begs thus. So here there is a footnote. Rasakupa literally means the well of rasa. Well means the source. Okay, so that ends the commentary of Bhakti explanation of Bhakti Thakur. Gopi Vimohan can mean bewilder of the cowherd girls by his charm. It can also mean bewilder of the cowherd lady Yashoda when he showed her the entire universe in his mouth. Gopi Vimohan. So that that is a very short commentary, but it's very clear also. So after you have now within the flow of the Namastakam, we are seeing that there is that stage, that second verse of the Namashtaka is very important because we have to become free from the pious and impious reactions. Then we can perform our bhajan. Then gradually Nam will bestow Shuddha Bhakti also. And then Nam glories that it destroys Prarabdha without experiencing it. And then, you take pleasure in Nam, that is, and you take pleasure in different names of the Nam. So that is what being described in the 5th verse. So here the journey is very smooth. So we have to come to the 5th verse of Namashtaka. Just like we have to cross Shikshashtakam 2nd verse. And then when we come to the 3rd verse, that is Nishtha stage. And then 4th verse is Na Dhanam Na Janam, which is Ruchi and Asakti stage. And then Ainanda Tanuja Kinkar is Bhava stage. So like that, there is also a flow you can see. You can also map maybe the different stages in Bhakti from the Namashtaka. Well, that is what you can draw inference. Of course, there is no explanation like this given by the Acharyas, but you can definitely draw some inference like that. Okay, so I'll stop here. Any questions on the 5th verse commentary by Baldev Vidyabhushan and explanation by Bhaktivinoda Thakur? Yes, Priya Mataji.
Prabhuji, 5th verse seems very easy because all the Lord's names, so it was sounding very nice also. Reminded me of the Vibhavari Shesha, so there also.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, since I know now the whole karma cycle, in some way or the other, I've understood, and you can correct my understanding. There is Sukrit anarthas, Dushkrutita anarthas, Apradha Ukta anarthas, and Bhakti Ukta anarthas.
Yes.
So, is there a need to relate these 4 anarthas with the karma cycle, or should we not, or should we to have a better understanding? Because I'm a very neophyte.
No, firstly, we should not think that we know the karma cycle. Grahana karmano gati, Krishna says in the Gita. The way the karma works, is and nobody can understand it. It's not so easy. So what karma we have done in our previous lives, we don't know. What karma or what suffering is going to come in our this life, we don't know. So, at least the basic understanding of what is karma, what is vikarma, what is akarma, that we should know. And we should take up to bhakti. That's very important. Now, whether, this sukritutta, dushkritutta, paputta, and apradutta, anarthas, uh, uh, whether how they are related to this, papa, punya, and this. Yes. See, these are two different things. One is the, understanding the terminologies papa, punya, karma, vikarma, and akarma. This is one thing. And that, gives us an understanding of what kind of actions we should do. With that knowledge, what actions we should do. But Vishwanath Chandra Thakur in the Madhurya Kavdamani, when he speaks about these 4 terms, Sukritutta, Dushkritutta, and Apradutta, and Bhaktiutta, Anarthas, he speaks about how the Anartha destruction happens. The destruction of Anarthas, how it happens. The Sukrita and Dushkrita Anarthas are eradicated first, and they are praya destroyed at the stage of Nishtha, Nashta Prayeshu, Abhadreshu. The Bhakti Utta Anarthas also remain, and they are completely destroyed at Asakti, but the Apradutta Anarthas are destroyed, at Prema. So the destruction of all these 4, how it happens. So this is again from a different angle. So that there are 2 different understandings, and one should try to mix them, and they are 2 different. Here there is the understanding of karma and what type of actions we should take, and here it is how by the practice of bhakti, all these different anarthas, how they get destroyed. Okay, Swati Kulkarni Mataji, last question. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you are asking if Aghasur, Bakasur, and Putana were related. So I just wanted to tell that.
Pardon? I did not hear you. Can you speak a little loudly, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Am I audible?
Yes.
Prabhuji, you were just asking if Aghasur, Bakasur, and Putana were related. So, Putana and Bakasur are the younger siblings of Aghasur.
Baka
I
and
just
Baki.
want.
Yeah, I recollected later. Baka and Baki. Baki is Putana, and Baka is the brother of Baki. Yes. Yes. Thank you for correcting that. Any other questions anyone has? Okay, so tomorrow we will take up text 6 and continue our discussion. Yes, Birendra Yadav Prabhuji, you have a question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, this 5th verse, we can relate to Ruchi Asakti stage, or it is indicating Bhava?
Well, that's what you cannot exactly map, all 3 stages it can also refer, because now you have taste for, chanting the name with affection for the Lord. You need affection, priti. And that affection is not springing from either the body or the mind, it is springing from the soul. So that kind of affection, when we get priti, yes, it can refer to all these 3 stages. Good question.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you very, very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad ki jai. Shri Namastaka ki jai. Hare Krishna.